Hi guys, I'm Dr. Sumit Eolia and I secured an All India rank of 139 in this year's NEET PG, and this was my internship attempt. So first and foremost, I wanted to take a minute of your time to just take up a topic very close to my heart, which is figuring out your why. Once you have this why, then everything will make sense to you. Why you have to stay up when you have a 24-hour ED tomorrow, emergency duty. Why you have to sleep only 3 hours. Why you have to push yourself when there's no motivation. Everything will make sense, and this why is really important. जब तुम देखोगे ना, जब तुम्हारा रिजल्ट आएगा और तुम यू फाइंड योर सेल्फ क्राइंग आफ्टर यू सी दैट नंबर, you see your parents crying, you see your parents immensely happy, and the only reason is because of you, and you made them proud. You'll understand that it's a life-changing moment. I'm assuring you it is. In a book called Atomic Habits, which is a really great book, James Clear, the author, says that everyone wants to achieve a certain goal. So like setting high goals or dreaming big, everyone does that, but only a few can get there. So dreaming big isn't the key to cracking exams or winning something, winning a race. The ones who actually make it have the best systems, and the best systems will get you through. And I'm a very very big believer of discipline over motivation, and that is the crux of who I am. I just pushed myself, and I had the best systems. I made sure that I show up every day no matter what. I left everything that was I enjoyed to do just to focus on this exam. I left Instagram for 15 months. I left the gym for 15 months or longer. Like everything I loved, I just sacrificed, and today I'm just really glad that it turned out this way and my systems were rewarded, my discipline was rewarded. I joined DAMS in around mid second year, and I wasn't really serious about it. Like you could say I got serious around middle of third year, where I decided that I'll cover all the 19 subjects from the mid of third year to final year, so that I am at a good place. And during this time I covered, I think, around 16 subjects, which is a good thing. Like 3 subjects I left, but these 3 subjects, like, they really troubled me. So I would just like advise you ki try to keep everything, all your notes ready once internship begins, but because internship is really really hectic. And for my source, it was DAMS throughout, like all 19 subjects. I just did DAMS, and trust me, DAMS is enough. Like it is everything you need to know, and everything you can know is in there. Like uske beyond याद भी नहीं रहता ना, तो करके भी फ़ायदा नहीं. उतना ही करो, उस पर ही मास्टरी करो. So I would advise you to keep your sources from the same source, and like trust DAMS. I feel like I can back it up because you can see my rank, and you should do all the 19 subjects from one source, and DAMS is a really good place to go. And this video is definitely not sponsored by DAMS, that also I think I should mention. For MCQs, I mainly did the Marrow Q Bank, and it is a really great source. Like you'll read all the stuff from DAMS or any other source, and you will go and apply it to another platform where the questions won't be as direct. So you'll have to think, and you'll have to sharpen your skill, and it will really help you. Like you've read the topic, but once you solve the question, you'll get clearer and clearer on it. And Marrow's Q Bank is really nice. I really liked it, and I'd like to show you that I almost completed the Marrow Q Bank. Like I've done 80%, I guess, and some subjects that I couldn't do, I just left. but this is a lot to do. Like Marrow Q Bank is very vast, and you can just focus on the subjects you think are important, like the final year subjects and the topics you think will come in NEET because they are past year topics. So that is a really helpful tip. For past years, like you should solve all the modules, I would say, but you can see that I have only solved 243 क्योंकि मेरे छूट गए and there's nothing I could do about it. So like your primary target should be past years, that though everyone knows, but still like it won't be, everything won't be simple, and you'll have to decide on the go what to do and where your time is worth putting, like the gain after you invest in something like that. You'll have to think on the go. Like previously I mentioned that I could not do 3 subjects during like I had to do them in my internship. So these 3 subjects I had no time to see the videos, so I directly started reading the notes, but these subjects troubled me a lot, but like I had to take that decision. GTs I mostly relied on Marrow, but like स्टार्टिंग में GT देने नहीं होता है, बहुत ये होता है कि कम आ गए तो फिर डैम्स GT एंड Marrow GT, a mix of both is what I'd recommend looking back retrospectively, because DAM GTs are very relevant and many past years and topics PYTs are included, but Marrow GTs on the other hand will help you, like I said, sharpen your MCQ skill, which is very necessary. Like NEET isn't going to be like सब देखा हुआ है मुझे ये तो सब आ रहा है. You have to have that skill of solving stuff that you haven't seen. Like 20% of the paper you मतलब won't have a clue कि ये किधर है. Like you will have to solve through some information you remember from here, some options you rule out. ऐसे that skill building is necessary, and I think that Marrow GTs help in doing that because the questions are harder and the time is less. Okay, and one thing more, that PYQ का BAP course and DVT of dams is like the best thing they could do for us in preparation. PYQ ka BAP, I think you should watch both INICET and NEET PG, although saying this I only got time to see the NEET PG once, and that too I couldn't revise after watching them. Like simple, just watch them, whichever question you think is tricky, take a photo, तुम्हारा खुद का ग्रुप बनाओ नीट का, नीट फाइनल बोल के, और उस पर पोस्ट करते जाओ. एंड लाइक यू हैव टू रिवाइज ऑल ऑफ दीज क्वेश्चंस 1 or 2 days before you go to the exam. Yeah, coming to over how I studied, I really wanted to study smart because टाइम कम है ड्यूरिंग इंटर्नशिप और इतना हेक्टिक है कि क्या करने का क्या पढ़ने का. सो आई डिसाइडेड टू बेस ऑल ऑफ माई स्ट्रैटेजी ऑन एक्टिव रिकॉल. एंड भाई सबको पता है अभी तो मुझे लगने का आई एम यूनिक, एवरी वन इज़ लाइक एंकी फ्लैश कार्ड्स ऐसे वैसे. सो वॉट आई यूज टू डू वाइल रीडिंग द नोट्स और वाइल वॉचिंग वीडियोज़, वॉट एवर यू आर डूइंग, every point you make a question for yourself that you are going to recall the moment you finish reading the notes or watching the videos. Like uske baad day 0 should be your first recall. Then you will again take this up after 1 month was my duration, like day 0 और 1 month पे और एक बार वो recall करने का. And when you recall during your first month after your read, you won't read the notes, obviously you will recall directly. And I'll show you the example. Like this is obviously a Xerox copy, so here I've written every question on every point that on my notes which I think was a thing to be memorized. And these dots are where I forgot during my first month after that. So I just put dots that I'm forgetting this point. You might have heard of this concept called the 20th notebook. It's very popular. It like whatever mistakes you do in your GTs, जो भी गलत हो रहा है वो topics you note down and you write in a notebook, and that is basically a 20th notebook which you read 1 or 2 days or 3 days before your exam, and that's the only thing you read because those are your weak points. So I just decided to go one step further, and this is what I came up with. Whatever I didn't remember during my active recall, I made a green mark, like ग्रीन से हाईलाइट किया उसको. सब ग्रीन ग्रीन जो है इधर, ये जो ग्रीन ग्रीन है, ये सब मैं I decided to cover it in the last 10 days. So basically I just took a very big leap of faith कि I'll remember everything that is not in green, and जो भी I've marked, like I marked the very basic points जो भी मुझे याद नहीं था एकदम in detail. ये नहीं याद, ये green किया, and if I felt it wasn't important but I still don't remember it, I marked it as blue with a blue highlighter. So I read everything, like all of this in the last 10 days before NEET, and I really believe that if I cover everything I don't remember in the last 10 days, even though it's a very out of the standard approach, and I believe that it will work for me because I just believe that, and it really did do wonders for me. I also want to tell you guys about a new concept I got to know. Like, I used to keep writing these pages of everything I'm reading, like just to keep myself engaged, and this is called a sensory integration. Like, the more of your senses you use, like if you're reading something, you read it out loud or you write it, the more brain power it requires, and the longer it will be stored in your memory. Personally, I feel like to crack this exam, you need to be a good planner, and I planned everything. Like, you have to, like, I emphasize this, that you have to be a great planner. My daily planner looked like this. I wrote down what I wanted to do. These are the number of hours I sat down here, and I used to follow the Pomodoro technique 25-5, एंड सिटिंग टाइम कैलकुलेट करना है. ऐसे नहीं मैं 12 से 12 लाइब्रेरी में अगर था तो 12 घंटे पढ़े, ऐसे नहीं. एवरी minute that you're focused, only those you count, and that you set a target on. Like, you should be focused like around 6-7 hours on a normal day with internship I'm speaking about. And when you have no internship, you should at least, like towards the end obviously, you should aim for 9. Like 9 is very hard to achieve. Like if you sit 11 hours, 5 मिनट का पोमोडोरो पकड़ के फिर 9 घंटे होता है. एंड आई यूज्ड टू राइट माई गोल, दैट इज़ AIR 100, जो नहीं मिला but like I used to write that, and the subject, the number of pages, what I want to do, MCQs कितने किए उस दिन में, ऐसे था. और I had this original, this is like I made this right now, सब ओरिजिनल बचा के रखा था, पर फिर नीट के बाद बोला कुछ रैंक वैंक नहीं आ रहा, सब फेंक दिया. And yeah, so like you have to be a great planner, and this is a, like my calendar. Every subject was paired with another subject because एक एक करके बोर हो जाता है, तो दो दो करने का, दिन में आधा दिन थोड़ा करने का, आधा दिन दूसरा करने का. Everything should be planned, everything, like everything to the detail. GT कब देना है, GT के दिन पे क्या करने का, थोड़ा लाइट करने का, एंड सब कुछ लिख के रखने का, लॉक करके रखने का. ये इतना टारगेट था, क्या छूटा, वॉट मेरा जो छूट गया वो मैंने ग्रीन में लिख के रखा था, सो आई कुड प्लान इट further. I had where to insert it. Like, planning is a very very huge role, and every read of mine was planned. Like, this was my last read, 30 days ka, which I did, and you can see every subject is written there and the amount of days allotted. Everything was planned, everything. You need to be a good planner, like I can't emphasize that enough. And if this video gets 100 million likes, so I'll make a detailed video on how much time you should be allotting for each subject, and the nitty gritty details, जब जो लगता है कि ये इतना GT का कितना frequently, every detail I'll make a video on that. The last 20 days in your NEET PG journey are going to be the most crucial ones. because everyone is going to be putting mad hours like sitting here, but you have to make sure that you are going that extra mile. And it's okay if you get burnt out or जो भी, कुछ मत चिंता करो, बस करते रहो. And like just push every day. Get up, sit to study within half an hour, and just don't get up till like 3 hours have passed. फिर जाके तुमको जो करना है वो. एंड आई शिफ्टेड इन द लास्ट 20 days फ्रॉम माई लाइब्रेरी टू माई होम कि सब खाने पीने मिल जाएगा जगह पे, बेड भी बाजू में रहेगा, जल्दी से सो के दोपहर में वापस यू गेट टू स्टडी. एंड एवरी आवर ऑफ माई study time, sitting time, focus time has been logged. Any Pomodoro app will do it for you, and you analyze it time to time whether you're actually getting the push you want in the last 20 days. Like ऐसे देखना चाहिए कि last 1 month में you should be like studying more than you ever had in your entire life. And I assure you, like, if you focus on your discipline, your systems, and you show up no matter what, everything you do, and it will work out for you. Like, it definitely will. And I wish you all the best for your exams, although they are a year later. Thank you. Remember, 100 million likes and I'll make another video on the details, GT, how frequently, wrong notebook, 20th notebook, how much time for each subject, everything. I'll make a detailed video. Okay.